All right, so kind of coming back to the Travis Scott, Big Boy, Super Bowl performance type conversation. Like, what did you think about them really doing it? Did you think that they should have stayed away from it as entertainers? Do we really give them that much power? Because Cardi B said no to the Super Bowl, which you said she was performing at Super Bowl events.
Right. So I mean, I guess like some of the excuses that they make, like Super Bowl performances, they don't pay people to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Okay.
Like so, that's a fully free performance. Even Beyonce, that was free.
Oh,
So like everybody in history Super Bowl performance,
but it's a
every
Super Bowl,
halftime is free. Yeah,
you're gonna gain from it regardless.
Exactly. So it's always free, but the events outside of the Super Bowl, I know Cardi B got paid for performing in the events outside of it. So, I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, it's kind of like at the end of the day, it's hard to hold everybody accountable for the same shit these days, just because of the fact that everybody's situation is so different. And the question that's always going to be asked is like, all right, then who's going to help me do this then? I'm not saying that it's a valid excuse, but it's always going to be an excuse. Like, even with the NFL shit, you could say players need to stop playing. But I know niggas I played football with in college that's like, we got a $900 scholarship check, rent like $600. They got 5 brothers and sisters. They sending back $200 back home, and they living off $100 for the last 28 days of the month. So it's kind of like at the end of the day, when you got situations like that, or you really come from like a fucked up situation, it's kind of like, okay, what am I gonna do then if I start playing football? Because I don't know how to do shit but play football. And it's a lot. The higher percentage, I would say, majority of niggas that make it to the NFL are the ones that really have like no other option, or the small percentile of the niggas who just really outwork everybody. And that's like the Adrian Petersons and stuff like that. But you have the other people who are like Antonio Brown, that's like, I was homeless, so really I don't care if I'm a 5th round pick. I'm on a team now, so I'm about to bust my ass and become a number of receivers. Shit like that. So I'm saying, like, it's flip sides to all of it. Like, you don't never know nobody's situation. So it's hard for me personally to comment on it, because I know football players in 6 situations, and I know people that can afford to walk away from it and do some change. But, you know,
I kind of look at it, the older generation versus the new, because, you know, like, I mean, obviously a lot of people are upset with Jim Brown right now, but let's just say Jim Brown back then, like, he was commenting that his generation of athletes really did stand up for what they believed in. Like, they just didn't kind of go with what was PC. At the same time, he said that they didn't make nearly what they're making today. Like,
money wash.
They would play football and make the same amount that like a warehouse worker would make. So it was just making a living, and you just playing football, but they wasn't getting rich.
I mean, the big thing with our generation is everybody's caught up in how they'll be perceived. Like, nobody wants to be perceived negatively. Like, so if I'm making this amount of money and I take my stand and I get, I get backlash from it, I'm not going, I'm going to feel some kind of way about it. So I'm just kind of go with the norm, So like, people just aren't afraid to kind of like take that leap of faith or stand on, be out on the ledge by themselves, because everybody wants to kind of pretty much fit in, be a part of everything that's going on. So nobody wants to be that first person to take the step to be like, yo, this is what we doing. Cap did it, of course, shout out to him, but nobody's really following. You're taking your knees, but
Yeah, I mean, I also think it's just a combination of, because it's kind of like everything you want to do is doable. You know what I mean? Like, major sports are dominated by African Americans in every facet. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if everybody wanted to come together and put their money in and start their own league, they can do it if they wanted to. But the thing is, a lot of people don't like to accept the position you got to play. And everybody want to think that they're supposed to be ahead of the next man because of this or because of that. And it's like, you got to play your lane and play your role.
And that's what we were talking about earlier when it came to just us as African Americans and like kind of sticking together and working together. Like, we could all do this, this thing where everybody put into the pot, but you may want, you may be willing to let the pot bubble and, turn into something, you know what I'm saying, super magical or whatever it may be, and then, the pot is kind of warm, and I'm like, some coming out of it. Like, let me get mine back, So it's like we just I don't know. Like it's just crazy.
Me and Fresh were talking last week. We was at Roscoe's, and we were just talking about just like forming just a group of people just to push a certain agenda and to kind of like collect a collective to come together and get certain shit done that's harder to get done on an individual level. I mean, everything is pretty much harder to get done on an individual level. Some things you can accomplish by yourself, but the vast majority of it, you need moving parts and people that can assist to different things.
Right.
I was watching that interview from the owner from the 76ers on the Breakfast Club.
Right.
And he was talking about like he has no basketball IQ. You know what I mean? Like, he knows nothing about basketball decisions. So his part of the ownership, he doesn't comment on that, or he doesn't even try to give his 2 cents on it. But he bought the whole e-commerce part of eBay, and he owns the NBA store and all that e-commerce part. That's his ownership. So a part of the $215 million he spent to buy into the 76ers was from the NBA store, which already gets money from the NBA. Right. So it's kind of like you recycling your own money into your own bread. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, when it comes to e-commerce and online sales, I put my 2 cents in and we go from there. And the other owners put their specialty in. And it's kind of like on a lower level, that's what we got to do as business people too. Like, we got to figure out what works for us in the combination of brilliant minds and put our equal factors together to come to one big thing. And, that's, I think, in my opinion, that's one small solution to at least get stuff started.
Yeah, I feel you. At the same time, though, I kind of feel like we don't, even if we got into that situation where you could get 5 people in the same room, either you're going to get a situation where all 5 are literally on the same page,
right,
where everybody trying to be super PC, or you're going to get a situation where maybe you got 4 people who are PC and one person is thinking radically, kind of outside the box rather.
Yeah. Can you explain PC for the viewers?
Politically correct.
Okay.
Politically correct, which is, in my humble opinion, being more like the sheep, kind of being told how to think. You see what I'm saying? Like, kind of they watch social media or they watch the news, and whatever is the common idea or whatever is, promoted, that's how they think. They just kind of go with it and just take it at face value as opposed to thinking about it or maybe just having their own opinion. I feel like a lot of people have an opinion, but it doesn't go with what everybody else does, so they're afraid. Right. And that kind of takes me to, like, Kanye, right? Black people gave him hell, like absolute hell, for having a different opinion in certain areas. Whether you agree with it or not, it's healthy to have a different opinion, because that means that it's allowed. Like, when we start ostracizing people for having a different opinion, then that scares people further down the line, and then nobody else will be outside the box or radical. And radical thinking is revolutionary, because obviously revolutionary ain't the same thing as PC. PC is run of the mill, the regular. Revolution comes from radical thinking. And so the masses, the majority of the people, are usually not going to be down with the revolution right away. It gotta build up, right? It takes one person to step outside. But if we ostracizing everybody every time they step out, then we'll never have a revolution, and we'll never change the things that we really want to change. These are how I feel.
So you think Kanye was trying to revolutionize?
I think that's what he was trying to do. Whether he was effective or whether he, completed that, we could argue about that.
So do you think somebody can be revolutionary while trying to sell a product at the same time or promote a product at the same time?
Me personally, no. But when I think about the person Kanye is, I don't think he would answer that question the same way. I think he would probably say yeah.
I mean,
I think he would rationalize it.
Yeah, because that's what he do all the time. I mean, that's what.
Yeah, but I feel like, but basically, I feel like he really be believing that stuff. Like, all that hype, I feel like he really be believing that. Like, he not selling you something that he don't already believe.
Yeah, I mean, so you think he believes everything that comes out of his mouth?
Yeah, at the time. Maybe shit, later he like look back and go, I probably shouldn't say that. But when he says it, I feel like he genuine. He really believed that.
I mean, I beg to differ a little bit, just because even the fact when they came out with the whole story about how he flew Drake up to, where is it, in Wisconsin or some shit? He flew Drake up to Wisconsin and had him and told him he wanted to be the next Quincy Jones, and that he wanted him to be transparent with him. So he learned about release dates and ended up releasing everything around his date. So it's like everything he was preaching beforehand, he was saying that creatively he felt that everybody should release their albums with 6 tracks, and they should all release their albums around that certain time, because that's what he felt in the quarters and business-wise and creatively that music would be a great time to drop. When the whole time it was really just a plot to just kind of like shit on that Scorpion album. So things like that for me, it's like 50-50. Like, you preach this whole message leading up to it, which is basically kind of like manipulation, because you just putting something in somebody's subconscious the whole time, so that by the time it actually comes out, you thinking that way because you didn't put that in my face this whole time. And you're not even going to think like, nah, that nigga couldn't have tried to shit on Drake. You feel me? Drake. You remember that? It's like, come on now. But see, that type of stuff, it leads me to think 50-50. Like, yeah, I see where you coming from, Kanye, when you say, like, certain shit. But even with the slavery was a choice shit, like, I don't think he should have worded it that way. But at the same time, I see what he means. Like, it's a choice in your mind whether you want to go life or death, or you just want to like keep going with it. Like, yeah, it's a lot of other things that add into that, which he didn't even speak about. So just that short sentence didn't really do justice. But shit like that, it's hard for me to like balance it out when it's like I see you do shit out of spite, I see you do shit out of genuineness. Which one is it?
Yeah, I mean, I see that, but at the same time, though, it sparked the conversation. And so again, if we ostracize him for being who he is and saying those outlandish things, then we even miss the opportunity to have the conversation, right? Because it sparks. And so that conversation may spark the next great thinker to think of whatever it is that might be revolutionary and change the culture and move it forward. But if we stop people from speaking out off their own and allow people to have their opinion, right, we traded him away. He ain't even black no more.
So you don't think that bearing that type of famousness or that type of like the weight that he holds amongst his fan base, you don't think that comes with certain responsibilities to be able to choose your wording correctly and stuff? Because people really are swayed by Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, we can't say that, because common sense ain't common, right? So we can't say that. Yeah, you got to be. He may be thinking he's being responsible, especially like for him to go and talk to, to Trump. Like, he thinks he was doing the right thing at that moment, so he is being responsible in his mind. We don't agree with it. And that's my point. Like, you cannot agree with it, but to ostracize him for speaking up is wrong, because we just setting the precedent. Like, what's that saying is, to the next person who feels like they want to say something different than what the norm is, they're going to be afraid because they saw what happened to Kanye, and we won't have no radical thinkers no more. They'll be thinking radically in their own head, and they'll be afraid to bring it up, which won't spark the conversation.
Everybody be still thinking in the box.
Exactly.
The box.
And we need the Steve Jobses or the Elon Musks to think outside the box. That's how we get things like Tesla and Apple. But inside our own culture, we definitely need that. We need those free thinkers, for whatever, like a renaissance of sorts.
Right. No, I'm with you.
So I definitely I don't agree with everything he said, but I think it's healthy for everybody to have an opinion and be free to share their opinion, whether you like it or not. We should respect people's opinions.
Right.
That's just kind of my 2 cents on it. Like I said, I don't really rock with him. But, except for musically, like, obviously, like the classics that he's had, College Dropout, right? Those albums were great, like, musically, sonically. They were great. They were well put together. They had great, great, whatever, ghostwriters, whoever, Ron Fester, whoever wrote on it. But they had great features, definitely great beats. And I'm not even taking away from some of the recent stuff. Some of his recent stuff is still pretty good, too. But it's kind of hard to separate people. It's kind of hard for people to, and this is crazy, it's kind of hard for people to separate him from his music, right? So people just kind of throw him out totally. So people say, we don't like what he said, so we're not going to listen to his music. But then on the flip side, you got R. Kelly. People don't like, he's done some really heinous shit,
right? And
people still fuck with him. He got a tour,
right?
Chicago.
He the king of R&B. We can't stop listening to
I think, well, it's probably another conversation, but I don't think Kanye's music is what everybody's taste is anymore either.
Yeah, but that don't stop you from going back and listening to the things that you like.
I listen to the whole shit.
I'm not saying you, but I'm saying it's people as a whole. Like, people like literally off Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
like totally for his music, but then they give R. Kelly a pass.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
I get it.
Different strokes, different folks. You know.
Can't please everybody, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We need to be more unified, and obviously, if we're gonna make a sacrifice for one person, for something much more heinous than just having your own opinion.
Right.
We should definitely, we should be holding each other to that standard. So if you see somebody that still be fucking with R. Kelly, like, that's who we should be ostracizing as a whole, as a people. We should be talking shit about the people that still fuck with R. Kelly as a whole, like, outwardly. Whether it be on social media, whether it be in person like this, we should really be putting the pressure on those people.
R. Kelly come on at a wedding that you at, you gonna walk out the reception?
I might definitely do that.
When I was at Hot and Juicy 2 days ago.
They was playing it?
Yeah, they played Honey Love in there, and I was like...
man. They don't get no fuck.
I was like, man... I was yelling out, mute R. Kelly, but they didn't do nothing about it.
They wasn't fucking with you then.
They wasn't fucking with me.
Turned the blind eye to you.
Yeah. Well, shit. Like I said, we definitely need to be more supportive of the good shit. Definitely more vocal about the bad shit. And when we standing against the bad shit, we should definitely, like, do it. Like, make the decision to do it and do it wholeheartedly and 100%. But speaking on supporting the good shit, Front Runners LA.
Yeah, that's my baby right there. Yeah, a little breakdown, little backstory. Like I said, I started Front Runners LA 10 months ago. This is something to get my friends, family, loved ones, just people that look like myself on the road to just better health. We as African Americans don't really do cardio or much of it. You know, there are a lot of us that do it, but like where I'm from, South Central Los Angeles, marathon running isn't something that I've seen growing up or I really ever witnessed. You know, so recently, just like 2 weeks ago, a white man called me a superhero. He said, why do that work at Nike? He said, bro, you're a black dude from the hood that runs marathons. Like, people have never seen anything like this. Like, you have your community behind you. And I was like damn, like, I was shocked by that.
Never thought about it like that.
I never thought about it like that, you know. So, back to the run club, like, my run club started off, my first time out, I had about 7 people. It grew. During the summer, I was getting about 80 people out.
How far do you run?
We run 2 to 6 miles. It's a beginner's run.
2 to 6. That's a big gap, big dog.
That's easy, man. I knock that out real.
I'm talking about for the people that's running behind you.
No, it was good. Yeah,
okay.
Look, just come out like it's very supportive. It's very motivating. It's a dope environment, man. Like, I'm big on just getting our people together. I have like it's not there are a lot of run clubs out here that are just like really just like real runners, like those, you know, slim 150-pound men, you know what I'm saying? Like no, this is for everybody, bro. Like I got elderly people out there. I got people of all shapes, sizes. It doesn't matter. My thing is just come out, give me some effort. Like, we're gonna get this done. Like, there's no such thing as last place. So, because I hear every day, like ever since I've started, the one thing I hear from people, they tell me, oh, I want to come out, but I'm scared to be last, or I don't want to be embarrassed, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, man. So like this weekend, I heard that from a friend of mine. She has a 16-year-old son. I said, what if your son came to you with that same mentality about something he's doing? She was like, you right. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't think like that. You know, like nobody, while we're running, nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about what you got on. Like, nobody, like, it's like, nobody's gonna laugh at you because you're last.
Right.
It's just, we, like.
Tired as fuck anyway.
Right. Like, this group environment, we all push each other, so it's gonna get you through. It's very, very motivating. So, I just, you know, like, I want people to come out. I'm gonna show them a good time. Like, I got a solid crew with me. We're gonna keep pushing. So, I got a lot going for 2019.
You said you had mentioned you did some partnership with Nike.
Yeah. So I built a really good relationship with Nike. So recently, yesterday I did this thing called the Go Tour LA. So I hosted. It's a bus tour where runners get on the bus and just go to different parts of the city that they aren't accustomed to being here or going to. We went to these parts of the city to go run.
Okay.
So if you're from Koreatown, you went to Long Beach to go run, or just somewhere you just aren't really.
So it's like bar hopping, but like run hopping.
Exactly. So
okay.
I had to on the bus we turning up. Like I made the playlist for the
hard.
bus.
That's hard.
It was lit. Like it was a really.
They had
really
the lights
dope.
and shit going and all that.
It was dope, man.
I know Nike should pull out the motherfucking bells and whistles.
It was amazing. It was one of the greatest feelings I ever experienced, bro. Cause like this, I never thought my running would take me here, where I'm at today. Like, I started this, like I said, just to be like I started running about 5 years ago because I picked up some weight and didn't have a gym membership. So I was just like, and I was in a wedding, so I was like, I gotta drop weight to be in this wedding.
You got outside.
So I just got outside and just got to it. Like I had about a month and like 2 months to lose it. I dropped my weight, got in the wedding, you know what I'm saying, got in my suit, you know what I'm saying, while doing that, I fell in love with running. Yeah. So, and like, bro, I know a lot of people that do. Like, it's very relaxing, I clear my head, like, I zone out. Like, I could run 10 miles and think nothing of it, you know what I'm saying, like, it's chill for me, you know what I'm saying, like,
I feel you.
So, it ain't for everybody, but like if you come out, like I'm gonna get you through these couple miles, you're gonna be all right. I want everybody, I just want everybody to be healthy.
For sure.
And
health as well.
Health as well,
right.
Bro. Like cardio helps extend your life. Like, and one thing that really turned me up with this was I lost one of my best friends last year to a heart attack.
Wow.
32 years old. So like that made me go even harder to just try to get my people, you know what I'm saying, on the road to just better health. So, like, I'm never telling people what to eat or, like, don't turn up. Like, you gotta have a balance,
right,
but, like, make sure, like, you just take care of yourself. Like, if you're gonna tear your body down, like, build it up somewhat,
right, yeah. Give your heart some attention.
Exactly. Because people are just, like, I know people that turn up every single day, and that's cool. Like, if that's you. But, like, me personally, I'm a little dude, but, like, my goal every day is just not to be the fat homie. So, like, to me, no shade to anybody, but it's just like, that shit looks uncomfortable to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, being high, carrying a sweat towel, like, that just ain't for me, But, so, to each his own, but I want, like I said, I just want people to be healthy. I'm not throwing no shade at nobody, but. Yeah, come out. We're Front Runners LA. We in Culver City Tuesday nights at Veterans Park at 8 p.m.
Oh, we right down the street.
Yeah, right here. You're literally across the street, bro.
Right.
We meet right at the fountain. Saturday mornings we at Sand Dune Park in Manhattan Beach. You can meet me there. Like, time never changes. I'm always there. Rain, sleet, snow, whatever. I'm gonna be there. That deters a lot of people, but I'm gonna be there. You can follow the Front Runners page on Instagram at Front Runners Los Angeles. You can follow my page at Barack_Butta. And
that's hard. I ain't never heard of that. That's hard.
Good looking. So my thing is, like, everything I do is for, like, I'm from LA. Everything I do is for the city. I'm trying to put on for my community, like. All these, like, it's a lot of run clubs out here. Like, a lot of them are my good folks. Like, it's a lot of whites, Asians, but, like, we don't see black people running. So I'm trying to, like, let people know that this is cool. Like, this isn't like a bad thing.
Right.
And with Nike, like, I'm giving them me, like the real authentic me. Like, I'm from South Central. Like, I did a commercial with them. I took them to my junior high school. I went to Horace Mann, so I took him there. I took him to the Slauson. Like, I got a crew of white people from Beaverton, Oregon.
In the Slauson,
bro.
That's crazy.
Like, so, like, I want people to know that this, like, everything I do is for the city. Like, people, gain some fame and they forget where they came from. Like, nah, like, I'm forever gonna be on 64th and Western. That house ain't going nowhere.
Thank you.
We not selling that, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mama know we ain't selling that. Like, that's forever in the family. So, I don't know what else I want to say about it. But if you have any questions, you know,
Well,
you
yeah,
support black business. Hit my boy.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of which, is this Nike situation kind of going forward too?
Oh
Like,
yeah. Shout out to Nike. Shout out my boy Jared. You know, if you hear this, you know that's my guy over there.
Well, shit. Why don't you tell the people like how they can find you on there? Because I know you got to go to the
I'm
Nike app.
on a Nike app. You could go on the Nike app. The tour.
It's like in events. Like
It's an event. You got to go on events. Well, it's probably not there anymore because the tours are over. Today was the last day.
Right.
But going forward, I'm gonna have some more stuff coming up. If you follow me, everything I post everything, so you'll be able to find whatever I'm doing. So like, Nike's big on doing what's called I can't think of the word right now. Activations. So like trying to get the community involved and things like that. So I'm gonna be a part of a lot of their activations going forward. But no, it's a beautiful relationship. It's a beautiful partnership. Like I never thought in all my life I'd be, you know, doing stuff with them. You know, like
right.
and a lot of people get it twisted because they see me getting, they see the monetary stuff like the gifts, the shoes, whatever, and that's cool. But like I'm doing all this just to really get people healthy. Like
yeah, that shit is just extra. This is a benefit
like, exactly. Like people be thinking, oh, like. He think he this because he getting that. Like, nah, that's not even. I can buy my own Nike shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, nah, like, it's extra. Like you said, like I really want people to come out and just be healthy, man. Like, you know. But if I can look cool doing it, you know, shout out to them, you know.
Yeah, I can't wait for the butterfly knits.
You know, I got some epic reacts in my name too. Don't even know.
Yeah, I can't wait for the butterfly knit epic reacts.
Nah, the Butta blue ribbons and they'll be in stores. Next, I think they're at the Grove right now. So if you see if you see those in the store, you know, just know
that is a run store now, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's a full Nike town.
Okay.
But the epic react 2s. If you see those blue ones, just know that they were designed for me. You know, so shout out to me. Sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back.
You always gotta do that.
You gotta pat yourself on the back.
Cause ain't nobody else gonna do it.
Good job, you. You know what I'm saying? Good job, me.
You gotta pop your own collar.
Right. So
where can we find you on Instagram?
Oh shit. Me?
Yeah.
At Fresh Sinatra.
Fresh Sinatra. Did you get a personal Instagram?
Yeah,
you said Barack Butta.
Barack Butta.
Butta.
Man, you can find me on Instagram at Victor Ruler, VICTHARULER. Follow the brand, Act Right LA. Tap in with us.
Yep.
No, thank y'all for having me, man. This is very exciting. Hope you know, y'all got good things going forward. You know.
You don't worry, we're gonna have you come back around.
Yeah, definitely
Bet that.
Definitely that.
Double back
for sure.
Get some updates on some of the other things you gonna.
Oh yeah, I got a lot going on, man. It ain't enough time for one show, so I'll let y'all know about that later.
Yeah, I've been pushing this dude for years. Like, he know everybody in LA, and he plugged in. When I was doing the Concrete Journal, it was like a web magazine, kind of before blogs were blogs. That was really my PR right there. Like, he would give me interviews with everybody that was hot in LA. Dom Kennedy, Glasses. Everybody literally interviewed Dom Kennedy in his living room.
Yeah, we did interview Dom.
So
25th hour, shout out Dom.
Yeah.
This is before all Yellow Tape. I mean, what's the Yellow album? Before all that, you know.
Yeah, you had us at his video shoot that he shot over there at the house.
I do remember that. I'm talking about this about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's like Watermelon Sunday.
Sunday. This
exactly.
Is Watermelon Sunday.
We was there that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out Jay Skills. That's my bro right there too.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see you definitely utilizing those gifts, and I know you got a hell of a lot of things in the pipeline, more than just front runners. Obviously, that's the front runner, but I know you got other things coming.
I got a lot of things cooking up, man. I said, you got to shoot a bunch of shots, man. Some gonna fall, you know. So I'm letting them fly, baby. I'm like Steph Curry with this thing.
Back.
I'm with you.
Definitely appreciate you coming. Definitely, like he said, we're gonna have you come back, give us an update on what you got going. We're gonna definitely have you back a few times. So definitely appreciate you for coming out, sharing with us, Front Runners LA. For everybody that's listening, watching, definitely support. We talked a lot about support, so we're gonna definitely need you to support Front Runners LA. He gave you the Instagram, so you can definitely go follow it. And don't hit him with no excuses. Show up.
For sure, no excuses.
No excuses. Show up.
If you're thinking about sending me a text with an excuse, keep that, because I ain't going to even respond to it.
Right. So just pull up. Definitely pull up.
Pull up or shut up. That's my motto.
There we go. So I'm Fresh.
I'm Butta.
Vic. We out.
We out.